Shakespeare said that all the world's a stage, but sometimes that stage is deadly. And the players must play for their lives. The stage is the street. The actors are undercover cops. Women fighting to keep the city safe.
This is the Lower East Side, New York City, right on the street, where there's always action, criminal action, day after day, year after year, generation after generation. I'm Betty Thomas, and this is Women Undercover.
The perception that most people have of women law enforcement officers is one of two things: either Angie Dickinson in Policewoman, or big, overweight women who throw people around and into cells, the matron type that they see on TV.
We're in Florida now, where the DEA is working with local police on drug busts. Kim could be anybody's daughter, the perfect woman undercover. She's new to the job, but is already playing a vital role in the drama of the drug arrest. All the footage you're about to see is real. It's not reenacted. This is how it is. No frills, no acting.
The reason I called you here to do this is what we're going to be using you for is doing these low-profile apprehensions. I'm going to have you working undercover with two of our black detectives. You're going to be going into some crack areas, and you're going to be buying some crack.
Okay.
Then, of course, with that, what we're planning on doing is, while you're in the midst of the deal, we're going to have a van with police officers come in and actually arrest the guy as he's selling you the drugs. Okay? Don't linger in the area. As soon as the deal's done, get out of there so no one gets a good look at you.
Okay.
All right?
So there's going to be one other person in the car?
Two others. There'll be one behind you and one next to you, and they'll be responsible for your safety completely.
Okay.
You don't have to pull your gun. If someone pulls a gun on you, they'll be responsible for covering you with their weapons. Okay? And if they reach in to try and grab you, the guy behind will grab him. Your main job is just play the role, keep him busy, talking about the deal, handling the money and the drugs, and we'll take care of the rest.
So I don't have to do anything. I basically just sit there, make the buy, and keep him busy while the
don't need to take any.
snatches him.
When we're doing this by bus, we're sneaking up in a bus van to grab the dealer, and we find that when they're negotiating with a female, they tend to keep their attention on the female more than they do on a male buyer. And by them keeping their eyes on the female, we're able to make the snatch and grab them quicker. Female in there will be doing the part.
Already a trained police officer, Kim is nevertheless shown an acted-out version of the bust about to go down, just to ensure precision and confidence. The sergeant takes extra special care with Kim because this is her first undercover assignment.
Right, and then they'll drive away. Now, I prefer you.
Being my first undercover operation, I'm a bit scared. I'm scared that maybe something could go wrong. You know, you're always a little concerned with that, and you never know what's going to happen out there. And especially, being that it is undercover, it's a little more dangerous than what normal street police work can do.
The passenger window is going to be rolled up. What Wade's going to do when they come up to Wade is if they go around, the window's broke. They're going to come around here to talk to the female undercover. She's going to start talking to them and negotiating for a sale. While she's talking about dope with the guy and looking at the rocks and all that kind of stuff is when we're going to come around on a real slow roll. When we pull next to it, we're sliding the doors open, snatching them from behind into the van, closing them and driving off, okay? Hopefully to be done in 3 to 5 seconds if we can do it. Now, if there should be a problem, if he reaches in to mess with Mary, she's going to lean over towards Wade, and then you grab him from the back seat if you can, Mike, and hang on to him so we can get up to you, okay? So your main thing is to be the muscle. Wade's main thing is if there is a robbery, Wade will be armed. He'll have the gun next to him. If they should pull a gun on her and threaten her, then Wade will shoot the guy.
I'm ready now. I'm ready. I'm fighting.
Many of the cases that we prosecute now, low-level street buy and bust cases, involve women undercovers. And one of the reasons for that is that the drug dealer selling on the street thinks that they're selling to someone who's not a police officer. And there, the woman is in quite a bit of danger because not only could she be revealed as a police officer, but she faces violence or, in fact, sexual abuse.
Kim is the decoy used to create a situation where the agents can snatch the drug pusher and pull him into the truck. Obviously, this is a very risky moment for her. A relaxed demeanor and split-second timing are essential.
Okay. Take him in. Let's go.
Hey, you're under arrest. Stop. Put your hands behind your back. Real easy, man. Easy, man. Scouter, I got the dog for you. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
Okay, wait a minute.
Drop it on the ground.
I'm in there.
Relax.
I hope you dropped it in the van, but it's going to fly off, Daddy.
What's your name? I didn't know.
Sit down and be quiet. We're not
Here it is again in slow motion. The actual bust took place in about 8 seconds. The climax of Kim's work, where she sees her acting ability result in the arrest of another drug dealer.
What's your name, man?
Robert what? Robert?
I don't know.
Just a few seconds of action and 30 minutes of paperwork.
Thunder, why don't you get set up over on 6, a little east of Kumquat, in case we need you to come in for a takedown.
Go down. That's on the down. There ain't no dope. What we do? I ain't got shit on us. Stop in there. Oh, man. That's the hungry out there. I ain't got no dope here. Hey, bro, I don't do no dope. Yeah, what's that? Oh, there ain't no dope. What's that, huh? What is it? Take me through there. Dream? No, it's a piece of rock. It's a real rock. Take it. You guys must think I got nothing better to do downtown.
We got to get you guys off the phone. We'll come up.
I'm gonna get another sticker like I real rocks in the box and get over the box.
What's your date of birth?
415. A real rock.
Paraphernalia.
It's a real rock paraphernalia. I can understand that. Yeah, I don't call
laser boy, Jason.
Dick, you been smoking rock real.
Might have something to do with fight and speed and stuff.
You put the presumptive test on this too?
One bust is just a start. Now the agents with Kim want to clear the neighborhood fast. They're off again on their drive to clean up the streets.
You're a big deal in little deal. What kind of deal?
The second night, for me, being an undercover woman, it's been really exciting, but I think what I've been most impressed with is the teamwork and the unity. It's something that every female should go through if they plan on working undercover. Need this. You need to be with people who know what they're doing, who just do this on a full-time basis.
Possession of sales.
That's for me, my face.
Y'all come on, y'all please come on now. Don't do this to me. Possession and charge here. Oh man, y'all got possession of what? It's on the roof.
It's been a great experience for me. It's great because women are needed out here.
They prepare for a role by knowing the subject, knowing the dangers, knowing what they're going into, making sure they are extremely comfortable in their background, in their cover story, in other words, covering all the particular angles they may run into when they are working undercover, frankly, very similar to what an actress would do before she goes on stage. It is most important that they feel very comfortable. The big difference here is if they don't put on a good performance, they don't get a bad critical review. They can get killed. And that's why it is so important that they do a very good job.
Yes, is it possible to reserve an
This is
outside
Mary,
table on the north
an
side?
experienced DEA agent, highly skilled in her trade and a true actress. She's portraying a millionaire's daughter who's interested in buying large quantities of cocaine. The DEA tracks shipments and distribution routes from South and Central America to the United States. Let's watch Mary in action.
Okay, what's your name? Here. Jim, there's no way to do it when we got... Okay, Jim, thanks for your help. Bye.
We'll just have to play it by ear. We'll have to try and do it. Okay, good.
The danger is always there. When you go undercover, you have no idea. You have the person's name, perhaps an NCIC rap sheet of their prior crimes, but you never know their state of mind when they're coming to meet you. Usually their motivations are different. The bad guys doing it for money, doing it for revenge, they're doing it for a lot of reasons. They might have just been amateurs, just got into the game and they're unsure, so they carry weapons.
Okay, Dave, what is the story? I want to know what's going on in this case.
Okay, you've got Miguel, bad guy.
Give me the description of it.
He's a Latin male, 35 years of age, has been had for homicide or something in the past.
Okay, so we don't move nowhere. Obviously, we stay right where we're at. We do the talking, we do the meet range for the meet. Try to set the meet for next week. All right?
He said 2 days, at least 2 days.
Okay, we're coming on next week anyway. Tell him, look, I'm tied up. I keep my money in the bank. I'm not going to jerk it out and keep it out over the weekend. I want to do it next week. At the earliest, we'll do the deal. Okay. All right? But stay boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay? She's got the money though. She's taking care of you. All right. What I might be, you gonna change clothes and still are you on? Still on. Okay. All right. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna have McKean and Perez and Monica Van. You guys are gonna be in the red BMW on the picture boat. We should be so close to you right across the street that we shouldn't need a one water or anything like that. So we'll stay on the picture. If you want, why don't we go ahead and put the in the trunk of the BMW? Okay. So once you put that fresh batteries in the right now, I need it done now, so we gotta get going.
Bad guys trust women more. They have the women intuition saying that bad guys, they're always trying to feel like they can outguess you or outsmart you. They're trying to find out whether you're a cop or not. You and the female are going to remain together during the operation. The bad guy is not going to be able to separate you. It's just you can do a lot of things. I enjoy working with a female partner.
This is big-time drug busting, full of unknowns and dark possibilities. Now, in this seaside restaurant, Mary and her co-agent meet the suspect. He's known to be potentially armed and dangerous. They sit and talk for a while to feel each other out. One of them is the CI. That's the confidential informant. He's brought together all the parties. Mary and her partner size up the situation in this first meeting.
There are still enough chauvinistic dope peddlers out there who believe that a woman could not be a narc, could not be a fed, and they're frankly a lot freer with the women agents. So certainly in this office, they are an integral and very important part of our business.
Okay, so the meet went good, right? Pretty good. Because we did the KO and he didn't tell you. They stayed at the restaurant after you guys left. So, did he talk price on the dope?
Not at all.
No. When does he want to do it?
Looks like a couple of days at least. So we're going to look at the first of the week.
What kind of rate is it?
I mean, really going to commitment. We're talking multi-kilo type of way he's saying, but he's not really going to give us that much of a commitment on it.
Okay, well,
the guy is key.
Whenever it came up, he'd go to the CI, he'd nod to the CI and say, talk to them. And I said, are you getting this in English? Do you understand what I'm saying? He said, yeah. And he says, I'm here to listen. I said, you like what you hear? He said, yeah.
We pushed him pretty hard down towards the end, like we were going to blow him off, and then he came back forward, and that's when he was shaking hands again and all this type of stuff.
Sure, I think my boyfriend worries about me as well as my family and my friends, that there's going to come a point my luck's going to run out. My luck has been good so far. I work with competent police officers, and I don't think there's come a time in 5 years that if I felt like my life was in danger, whatever, that I would call the operation off, and most supervisors do the same thing. No one's life is worth a bad deal. If something's wrong, we pull back.
And we got a past record. He's a violator before, right? And he's got something about homicide or something like that?
Yeah, some manslaughter or something like that.
Okay. All right, so we're going to try and do it. The only thing I want to figure out is how we're going to do it as far as the takedown. When you were talking, we maybe talk about doing a boat, but I don't know about. I'm worried about.
You like the idea though.
The only thing I'm worried about the boat is they're nice for a reverse, but I'm not so sure about a takedown on the boat.
We're not into that stage yet. We're going to have a real hard time with this guy. This guy is slick. He picked up Mary's purse. He knew there was a gun in there. He was slick.
The bad guy leaned over, my purse was right between him and me, and Dave was to my left. He bent down and took the straps and picked it up. I thought he was just looking at the pager, but he picked it up to see the weight of my purse, and I'd have had a 4-pound 357 Magnum in my purse, and he acknowledged it, knew it. I acknowledged it and put it on Dave's lap and told him that we were well protected.
Yeah, he did it on purpose. It was a specific thing he was looking for. He was looking to see if there was a gun in the purse, and he did find it.
He was real cautious. He looked around and...
But it's not unusual for drug dealers and people involved in drug business to be armed, so it didn't scare him.
No, because I told him I had money. I acted like we had the money with us.
Feel more comfortable, as a matter of fact,
Sure.
to know that at least we were possibly legitimate.
It got a little quiet there for a minute.
The CI made contact with him, so the guy bought.
We might want to just show him a flash, a surprise flash. If it looks like he's going to take time, if the dope's not going to be here Tuesday, why don't we try to have a meet maybe early in the week and just say, let's meet again for coffee, and then say, well, look, you want us to know I'm for real, walk him out to the back to the trunk, and then we'll go ahead and show him.
Well, I told him I was up here buying a boat. I told him we were...
See, I got 80,000 checked out. Why don't we use that 80,000 to flash? We can do that, and
I definitely have to do one first. I mean, that was...
You want to do one piece first? Yeah. Well, if we show him the 80,000, it might really get his grief factor if the kid going faster, as far as maybe he'll want to do more. But, if you want, maybe we're talking about doing the whole load if we show him the money.
We can surprise flash him. I don't want to be careful with this guy. This guy's not much.
The suspect has made it clear that he doesn't like Mary's male friend and doesn't want to see him again. So he's demanded to meet her on the beach wearing a bathing suit. Now, this is an important demand, because you can't hide a wire or carry a gun in a bikini. We're now watching the start of the game. This is a lookout, so we know the suspect is nearby. He's been spotted at other meetings always 10 minutes before the suspect shows up. This is the suspect. Now Mary makes her appearance in her bikini. This is becoming a real cat and mouse game. Neither she nor the suspect want to approach each other. Mary tells the confidential informant that the suspect must come to her. After some hesitation, he agrees. The suspect and the informant come to meet her and make their plans. Mary is not alone on the beach. She is surrounded and covered by other agents. She's showing her strength and mock impatience by escorting the suspect to a car trunk, where she flashes the $80,000 unexpectedly, thereby also displaying her credibility and pushing his greed button hard. After this, we know she's for real. He agrees to do business with her, and they make plans for the next meeting.
As a special narcotics prosecutor, I think that women are just invaluable. There are two things when people do when they're selling drugs, especially the men, and you have a lot of men selling drugs. They want to make a profit, and if they're dealing with a woman, they want to get into her pants at the same time. And once they mix these two things, they make their mistake. When they make their mistake, here we come.
We've had, in just the last year, we've had 3 agents shot in this city in the last year. They've killed a number of political law enforcement figures in Latin America, killed traffickers like this, have killed a DEA agent in Mexico, tortured him and killed him. We take all threats real, but I think not just threats against me or other people, it's the general philosophy of it's okay to shoot a law enforcement officer. That is what has changed, not just for me, but for all of our agents, male or female. And that's what I think has radically changed this job. When I came on this job 25 years ago, my first 4 years on this job, I never took out my gun on an arrest. You didn't in those days. Now we not only take out guns, we take out machine guns on arrests. That's how radically it's changed.
Souter, you and McVeigh, as soon as this briefing is over with, I want you to give to Howard Johnson's, go in and sit down and order a meal. I want you armed and in there for security on the CI and Mary when they come in. Hopefully, she's going to tell him, look, my money's out in the car, I got $7,000. Let's go out, I'll give the money to you. Go ahead and do it. Just try to bring me my dope back within 24 hours. At that point, the best ideal scenario, that'll be, is that she'll come out the door with him, they'll go to her car, she'll go in the car, probably in a glove box, get inside, get the money out, hand in $7,000, okay? As soon as she's happy and he's happy, her and Shorty are going to get back in the car and leave, all right? Hopefully still leaving him standing out there to go to his car. At that time is when I want the takedown, okay? Now, I would like, and I don't know, Rob, this is still you can veto it if you want, but if we can get the green van, if you're going to be in somewhere up this way, here's the Herald Tribune, somewhere east of that location, not too far, where you can just do a slow roll in through the hotel entrance here, come right by him, and do it. The green van come in, take him
We're taking at an angle to where we're aiming away from the windows of the hotel and away from US 41. So
okay. All right, now, Souter and McVeigh, I want to get you guys briefing out of here. I want you armed. If there's any confrontation with them, you guys got primary responsibility to take him down in there. Now, this guy's been had for attempted murder. He has shot somebody at the Columbia restaurant on a drug deal. So, he probably will be armed. I want you guys to be aware of that, okay? And you guys have primary responsibility for that point. Now, if he should take her hostage, then it's going to be totally turned over to SWAT, and the place will be sealed off, right? They're not going to leave. Okay.
Drugs are killing us. There's not a neighborhood in this city that you don't know where drugs are, or you don't know someone who knows someone who has been impacted directly or indirectly by drugs. It is a $150 billion a year industry.
It is the 7,000. We've already taken care of photographing it, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. You got $2,000 package? 2,050 and there's a 1,000 as well. Okay. We get one of the guys to come to this on that. Okay.
I think it's incredibly dangerous to be an undercover police officer, whether it's male or female. It involves situations in which undercovers go into apartments, sometimes without weapons. Their backups can be blocks away. They don't know exactly where the backups are. And as we've seen all too often recently, they can be shot and killed before the backups can even get there. It's one of the most dangerous professions that I can think of. I wouldn't want to know anyone closely who did it because the danger is overwhelming. And these undercover officers, male and female, go out there in the street and they risk their lives for us every day.
People who have likened our jobs in New York to being in Beirut. It is literally a war zone. The violence we face on a daily basis, the weapons we face. We last year seized well over 100 automatic machine guns just in New York City. We are regularly seizing semi-automatics, all kinds of crazy weapons, sawed-off shotguns, etc. And our agents face those on a daily basis, and in a split second, they have to make a decision. Do I shoot at this person or don't I shoot at this person?
David on the knee. And they'll take the suspect down in the parking lot of the restaurant after they've negotiated the deal. They're prepared for the worst. This is the spot. Mary's walking to the restaurant. At this point, of course, anything could happen. But she retains her calm composure. The suspect arrives carrying a small bag over his right shoulder, contents unknown. To her car to pick up $7,000 cash.
I'm going to need an eyeball on the front of that business. The shorty's giving them the money and they're going to leave. Who's got an eyeball on the front? Or who can get an eyeball on the front for me?
Returns to the restaurant to finalize her part of the operation. Back to the car, meets the informant, and they leave.
Okay, Shorty was in that crowd of oldies. He's walking over to the car now. DJ's still in the restaurant. If he does come out, Mary should be secure in her vehicle for you guys to take the other guy down if he comes out. I need to page Jimmy in there at the very least, because if I think we're going to compete between the bad guys, if you want to let it go that far, or because we got a good chance of losing our money if we let it go much farther.
The agents are forced to arrest him inside the restaurant. The defendant negotiated and accepted drug money for the delivery of cocaine in excess of 5 kilograms. He was arrested for 3 previous sales to undercover agents and intent to traffic in cocaine.
Bad guy went into the restaurant, and our undercovers went in to meet with him. We had a situation where we exchanged money with him. We handed him $7,000, which was to be front money for him to go purchase a kilo for us.
Went out to the car and got the money. The guy met me at the door. He said he doesn't want you to see me giving him the money. Just give it to me and I'll give it to him. So I did. Turned around and gave it to CI. I said, make sure you show him the money and give it to him and tell him what it's for. I turned my back around, he went over to the table and kept the money. He leaned over and asked the guy in the booth next to him if he was finished with his newspaper. I said, yeah, I am. He goes, do you mind if I keep it? He said, no, you can have a section. So he took the section of the newspaper and kept it. He said to the CI, when I put my hand on my head, I want you to take the money, stick it in the newspaper, wrap it up, and give it back to me. So that happened. In exchange, he took the newspaper and he kept it close to him. Went over to the CI and I said, whenever you're ready, I'll be outside. He said, it'll be a few minutes and I'll be right back. So I went out to the car and waited for him. In a few minutes, CI came back out and we left.
Our intentions were to let him leave the restaurant, get to his vehicle, and then do a takedown with our SWAT personnel because he did have a reputation for being violent in the past. However, he stayed in the restaurant for an unusual amount of time, and due to the amount of money that we had fronted to him, that being $7,000, we were kind of concerned we would lose the money. So it forced us to take alternative action. So we had 3 undercovers go into the restaurant and walk past his booth. And as they were walking past his booth, we were able to get the jump on him and place him in the room.
You're probably one of the toughest bad guys you had.
We're going to be sweeping primarily 3 or 4 locations. I've got one of my unmarked cars out right now trying to determine which place is the heaviest, so we won't really know until we get to the back parking lot which place we're going to hit first. But we're going to be going in Spittler's trailer. He's got a lawn trailer. We're all going to be piling in there. The way I got it counted here, we got about 15 people will be in that lawn trailer, and we're going to be pulled by the migrant bus with 2 black undercovers pulling the migrant bus. Detective McKean and Officer Vanacek will be handling prisoner transport for these sweeps. So once people are put into custody at any of these scenes, what I want them to be done, what I want done is I want them the paperwork filled out. I want you to sign the PCAs, have another officer witness the thing so that we're sure. And when you're witnessing it, have one swear to the other because they want to know that they want to make sure we're swearing to them now on these things.
Tonight we'll be doing what's called a reverse sting operation, and what that means is we will first conduct a sweep. We'll go into the area and arrest all the drug dealers on the corner. At that time, we will then insert our own undercover detectives to sell the drugs to the buyers, and then we'll arrest the buyers. We will use women in this operation along with men, but this is a black area that's selling crack cocaine, and so all my detectives will be black. I'll have male and female officers out there selling the drugs.
Everybody's looking at it now, right? Okay. Just remember, when you're dealing with the people out there tonight, face to face, remember there are a lot of good people out there too, okay?
Go.
They're sweeping the neighborhood, taking all the drug dealers off the street and replacing them with undercover agents.
Put your hands up there. Don't move.
You want to go get my daddy? You can sell it with him. Y'all heard you say it last time, but you ain't gonna do it next time.
Giant. Got more. They ain't got no business. What's the dope? Hey, I wish I knew where the dope was. I wish I knew. I'd tell you everything, man. I don't know where they get them out of here.
Hey, this is basically the area called Rogers Project that we're going to be doing the reverse things. We basically ran away all the drug sellers for our benefit to keep away the competition. And the only problem is when it starts getting a little bit darker, there's going to be a problem with the rocks and bottles. They're going to start flying. And what we're doing now, we've contained basically everybody, and we're just waiting on it to get just a little dark and we'll be ready to start selling in a few minutes.
We try not to feel too afraid of what might happen because sometimes it really gets dangerous when people come up in cars. They could pull a gun on you. They could, shoot you, and it happens. They can run over you, or they can try to rip you off, which is the big problem now, ripping off the drug dealers.
That's it.
Ready now.
All right, all set. Ready for action. My mother, as far as me being in police work at first, was very uneasy. She would sit up at night when I'm working midnight, all night, waiting for me to come home. So finally, after about 2 or 3 years, we have no problem sleeping now.
What I basically do is go to one of the side corners, stand on the corner, and cars will drive by and wait and beckon me to come over to the car. Either I'll walk over to the car like this and ask them what they want, and once they ask me, what do you have? I told them I got all sizes and shapes, you name it, and then I just lead them on down to the our dealer.
Yeah, Larry, it's big enough for you? Okay. All right. Who want it?
Sell it to them, and you give a signal. Once you give a signal, then they sweep in and arrest the person.
I'm just going along for the ride. All right, hell of a ride, wasn't it? Brandon, which one's called? For the ride. Hold on. Just this one. Just this one. We get a recovery. Hold on.
school teachers buying drugs. You have store managers. You'd be surprised. It goes on and on. And another thing that I would like to get in is when we're doing these little reverses, people that are standing around on the corner, it's like they're helping us. They will actually send people over to us to buy drugs. And it's a big game to them. They're laughing. And, once they get the person arrested, it's fun and games for them. These people that do that, which a lot of the young kids that's hanging out in neighborhoods feel that they are helping the community in some way by doing that. Hey, bro, man. Shut it down.
Yeah, I got mine. This is yours. Give me one going out of. Put it down.
Okay? I get two. Yeah, man. That's two, man. Two, what they used to.
No. Y'all wait on something? What? I don't want the one down.
Okay. Which one you want?
Okay, so you do that.
All right. Hey, man, that's your damn bag. You don't like my size?
No, I was dealing with him. I told him I was there on the phone. That's good stuff? Yeah.
No, man.
The suspect takes off. The police have a car at the end of the block called the Ram car, and its function is to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Spit it out. We saw you.
No.
We ate it all. That's all right.
My money.
That's good. We don't have a Cadillac anymore.
I ain't got nothing. You can look at my car. I ain't got nothing. No, I ain't had nothing. I ain't had nothing. I hate to say, but that was rap.
Guess he's going to get some sense.
You got something. Ain't gonna come up.
I got it here. I got it.
You want some of the
Hey, what's the matter with you, man?
I ain't got nothing, man. I was just coming through here.
Nothing. I just threw my ankle up.
What's up, man? What's up, man? Hold up. Is that your wrong name? No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I use this one too. For 20. That's 219 raw, man. Can't do no better than that tonight, bro. You take. Yeah, let me count my money. Let me count it now. Hold on, let me count it first. Okay? Don't go nowhere. Okay? Put the car park on once you drive off. Hurry, shut up.
Thank you, man.
You got it? That's my good one. Yeah. That's stay still there, y'all put on the rock.
Here, they're looking for the evidence. The crack that was dropped on the street.
Where's the other one?
Basically, if you're selling drugs, the operation works where you walk over to the car. And as I walked over to the car, the other person that I was working with had the drugs at that point, and I didn't have it on me, so I told him to go over to my partner, and that time he got kind of upset and kind of put the car in reverse and tried to knock me over. Well, he missed me. I'm a fast mover.
What's up, man? All right, man. Yeah, man, that's a nice one, man. Yeah. Got the money? Got the money right in my cousin's heart. Okay, all right? Yeah. Okay. She still want to come back.
All right.
Oh, hurry up. We'll say a couple, man. See, I got 20, I'll come back and get a couple, man.
All right.
No
problem.
You got money? What's that? 20 right now. That's it? What's up, man? Don't let no you, man. Please, shut up, on me.
Oh, what are you doing? You're pushing me away.
Let's walk around a minute. What? Come on. Drag you on my ass. Well, I couldn't get out from under his way. They popped it big time. Yeah, it's all right. I'm okay. Yeah, it's all right. Damn, don't run in front of them cars again. I didn't run in front of them. Boy, I thought your leg was off.
As you can see in slow motion, an officer running next to the truck is knocked 25 feet as the police ram car hits the truck. Luckily for the officer, he escaped with minor injuries.
Well, this is about the ending. We had a lot of wrecked cars, hurt police officers, but that's all in the line of undercover work.
What about
Very dangerous. Some of the buys are very dangerous. We had a lot of people come to me here that were very nervous, very high on drugs, wide-eyed, and it makes you very nervous because they'll hurt you. As you could see tonight, had a couple of people almost hit by cars, police officers, and making those drug transactions. You got to do it and get out of the way of the cars because you get hurt. Had some cars that did get by us, but we eventually got them. But that's the dangerous part. What was in the back of my mind, somebody was about to pull out a gun or something and pop off a few rounds of being undercover. You can't wear the vest because of, it could show, your flat chested or whatever, and they'll pick up on that real quick. And that's the dangerous part, not having a vest.
The amount of arrests during a 4-hour reverse undercover operation is between 20 and 40 people on an average Friday or Saturday night in Southwest Florida.
When working with the guys, at first, when I first started, I was basically afraid of, being accepted. But police officers as a whole, you have to show that you can do the job. And once I proved to them that I'm capable of doing the job, it was much easier on me and them. It's not muscle all the time. It's a lot of thinking quick on your feet. And that's what they like. And a lot of guys would rather work with me than work with some other men.
The next time you travel into a neighborhood to buy drugs, you may be buying from a woman undercover. This is Betty Howe.